thank you so much for doing. But my whole point with this is that if she had cared enough about her career, if she cared enough about her journey, right, to not just trust Goldman Sachs with everything, to say, hey, you know what, 10 or 15%, I want to see what's happening at JP Morgan. I want to see what's happening here. I want to see what's happening in the international markets. She never would have lost the better part of 15 years of fair income. That's what I'm talking about. That's the
Yeah.
whole that's the whole game, you know. It's as you're helping them, but you truly are being helped by also, breaking out in some sense of your box. And look, if your boss is going to get convinced and you're trying to convince them and it's not going to work, understand that convincing is not the right muscle here. The only thing that's going to work in that situation is when they understand beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're gone, man. You're gone. You're gone. And then just like a relationship where they don't value you, what's the real thing? There's no roses, there's no card that you can buy, okay? Move on. Start hooking up with other people. Start living a life, right? Start moving, start generating that sense of momentum, right? Engage on LinkedIn, engage through your platforms, right? Don't wait around for a perfect resume, perfect LinkedIn. Take action, because the action and the willingness to take one or two steps extra is what gets people the offer. It's not how perfect you are, it's the fact that I cared, right? To show up and actually dialogue with you before you went through all of this. At least that's what I found,
Yeah.
in my work.
What you said, it's a funny example, because I think that women find it much harder to do what you're saying, as I
Yeah.
see it.
Yep.
Sometimes they underestimate what their value is. Sometimes they're not doing, even before a job interview, they're not
Hmm.
doing the research. So how much is other people doing, getting for this same position? They're not really asking anyone about it. And when
Yes.
they come, they always think it's about them. It's not
Yes.
about the value. It's like they don't find me doing this. I'm not professional enough in this. I don't know about this. Instead of seeing what is the value, well, coming very prepared to what they're
Yes.
doing.
What place would, if you're a highly competent person, exactly like you're saying, and by the way, this so resonates because, one of the little dirty secrets in hiring is that many companies will specifically seek out highly, highly hyper competent, highly accomplished women who are in their 40s and late 40s, single, right? So they know that there's nothing else going on in their lives, and they will bring them in at a somewhat low income level, keep them at a low level, burn them out, and then chuck them out onto the trash. And that happens at every single major company that I can know. Finance, it's happening all over the place. So again, the way that you stop that, one of the ways that you stop that is you stop thinking about your value as just output, and you start asking yourself, okay, if these are the things that I can do, like write down, look at your history, not from a point of skills, but ask yourself, bottom line, the ways that this company changed, write it all out, and then ask yourself this, okay? Not how can I communicate all of this, but what's a company or what's an individual that would actually be worthwhile to partner with, right? You're bringing all of this. What are they bringing, right? What's your criteria? Because if you do, the more you're able to do. I know that 12 years, 13 years into it, our criteria for what we look at and the number of people we end up rejecting, by the way, is way higher than it was at the beginning, obviously, right? I mean, that's the way that it should be. I'm not trying to become Walmart here, and the same thing should be true for you, right? Is in terms of how selective are you being, right? Uh, you're right that sometimes women, sometimes people, no, anyone who is struggling with confidence, they're like, how can I be more confident? Don't be confident. You're not going to be able to fake confidence between now and your next offer, okay? But what you can do is be picky. What you can do is open up your critical eye, and as you're identifying stuff, right? Here's a little trick. As you're identifying what's really going on here, especially pain, ask yourself this. Personalize it. So if you weren't just like some person, but everything you were identifying there, you were on the hook for. So you're identifying this. Oh, there's a problem here. Oh, and by the way, Adi, if you don't actually take some steps towards solving this, it's your ass that's going to be out 11 months from now, right? So if you were looking at it in that perspective, would you hold your punches in terms of follow-ups, or if you saw something that needed to be explored? No, of course you wouldn't, right? It's just your job, right? Would you care that you were getting along with this person, or would you just say, hey, we have 20 minutes here, there's some more information that I really want to understand, right? Or how are you guys going to solve this in 6 months? Nikhil, one of our clients, he's working at Tesla, right? He starts implementing this for a high level leader there who had been interviewing people. right? He built the relationship, and 5 minutes into it, the guy's like, Jesus, Nikhil, you're asking a lot of questions, right? And his response was, look, if I understand this, you guys are trying to get a gigafactory up in like the next 8 months. You're missing like 40% of your talent.